Americano versus long black. It's time to set the record straight. Hey everyone, it's Luke here and welcome back to the Artistic YouTube channel where we guide you through all things coffee. And so you don't miss out on any of our latest content, make sure you do like and subscribe and hit the bell and you'll be notified when we pop up our latest video. And I'm sure there's going to be some questions or a bit of debate about this topic, but leave the questions down in the comments below. We will love answering these ones. So, Americano versus a long black. It's something that comes up a lot in the feed in our YouTube and questions a lot when we get travelers coming and seeing us for coffee. So we've done some research. We've spoken to our local customers who are from America, and we've done some research online to try and get a good understanding of the variations of the long black. The Americano and the Australian long black. Now, when we look at the origins of the Americano, it started back in World War I. And basically when the Americans ended up in Italy, they couldn't handle that rich espresso taste. So they were simply getting some hot water, pouring it on top and reducing that intensity so that they could enjoy it. So, very simple, a way to adapt a coffee for a different country. Now, there's a couple of variations, so come on around here and we'll make them all and show you what we found is the differences between them. So there's a couple of ways to make an Americano and we're going to demonstrate both of those. Typically, we're hearing they're going to be sizes between 10 and 12 ounce, which is a lot larger than a long black in Australia, which is more going to be around the 6 ounce size. So what we're going to do is we're going to have in the 10 ounce and the 12 ounce options, we're going to do our 2-to-1 recipe of our espresso, which is 22.5 grams in, 45 grams out in 32 seconds. But when we do the Aussie long black, we're going to do a 1-to-1 ristretto extraction, which is going to be 22.5 grams of coffee in and 22.5 grams out at about 22 seconds. So there is a distinct difference there, flavor versus cup size and volume of water. So let's make the traditional Americano first. We're going to have that 12 ounce size mug. We're going to put the espresso in the bottom first. So we'll get our espresso shot organized. All right, so we're going to distribute that. I'm sorry I didn't have an OCD today, so I did have to use my finger. An espresso straight into the cup. Get our hot water. There you go, so you got your espresso in the cup and simply top it up with hot water. There you go, traditional Americano. So we're going to make a 10 ounce Americano now. We're going to use a 10 ounce mug. So we're going to do our espresso after and tip it on top of the water. So we'll get our hot water. And we're going to catch that in a little espresso cup. So that's a real traditional espresso cup there from La Marzocco. It is quite small. It was just a little bit shorter on that shot. So it's looking more like about 38 grams because we hit 27 seconds. And you simply just tip that espresso on top of your cup. That's it. And if you needed a bit more, you could top that up a bit as well. Just tidy up my mess. Here we go. So, first version of the Americano is espresso in, top it up with hot water. The second one is hot water first and then put your espresso on the top. Now the long black is probably a bit more carefully made here in Australia. So we would be looking at, in a specialty coffee shop, using a much smaller cup. It's about 6 ounce, which I think is 150 ml. And we want to make sure we put a really nice espresso on the top there, and we've got to maintain the crema. So we would use pre-cooled temperature water. This is 75 degrees from a kettle, because we want to make sure that that is really fresh, nice hot water. It's not from the boiler of the coffee machine, because we all know that gets mineral buildups and can really affect the taste of the coffee. So we're then going to get our espresso. And we're going to float the espresso by holding the cup up and make sure that that sits beautiful on the top. And now I know I'm hiding that a little bit, but there you go. You can see that beautiful crema sitting on the top. Nice. And once you've got a full amount, you can lower that down. There we go. So there is your Aussie long black. Aussie long black, Americano with espresso on top floated, and then the Americano with espresso on the bottom, hot water on the top. So if you want to know how to make an awesome long black, Jimmy, how do we do that?
You go and watch my video on how to make the best long black.
Awesome, thanks Jimmy. So guys, I hope that's helped you understand the differences between Americano and long blacks. Now, the key thing I want to say is the hot tip for Australia: if you go and serve a Americano here in Australia and call it a long black, and you have the crema like this middle cup, or even that first one, people are going to judge you straight away on the quality of your coffee. In Australia, it's all about the crema. It's got to look rich, silky, and stay there for quite an amount of time. So make sure that you are serving a long black here in Australia, and you'll keep all the locals happy. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've got a variation to the Americano or your long black, hey, make sure you tell us about it. We'd love to hear about it. Thanks very much, everyone. Catch you next time. Cheers.